با درود و مهر در بامداد شنبه 8 شهریور ماه 1404 در ایران و کماکان شامگاه جمعه 29 اوت 2025 میلادی در واشنگتن، من محمد منظرپور با مجله خبری هدلاین در خدمت شما هستم. در روز جاری به وقت آمریکا، جلسه‌ای در شورای امنیت سازمان ملل متحد پشت درهای بسته برگزار شد برای بررسی قطعنامه پیشنهادی روسیه و چین در واکنش به فعالسازی مکانیسم ماشه توسط ترویکای اروپایی، انگلستان، فرانسه و آلمان. روسیه و چین هر دو اساساً فی الواقع اون نامه‌ای که یا درخواستی که از سوی سه کشور اروپایی شده رو فاقد وجاهت قانونی توصیف کردند و این سه کشور رو به نقض معاهده برجام، عدم تعهد به اون و طی نکردن مراحل قانونی اعتراض متهم کردن و قطعنامه‌ای رو جایگزین معرفی کردن. البته جایگزین اون به طور مستقیم نیستش، ولی هدف از این قطعنامه تمدید فرصت غروب آفتاب برجام، یعنی فرصتی که سه کشور اروپایی دارن برای فعالسازی مکانیسم ماشه، برای 6 ماه هستش. سفیر جمهوری فدراتیو روسیه در سازمان ملل متحد متعاقباً در یک مصاحبه مطبوعاتی شرکت کرد که ما این مصاحبه مطبوعاتی رو با زیرنویس فارسی خدمتتون تقدیم میکنیم.
Shall we start or shall we wait one more minute? Maybe some more colleagues will come. Okay. You're good? I know you're good. Okay. Thank you. So, dear colleagues, thank you very much for responding to our call. I want to make an important announcement. About an hour ago, Russia and China put into blue draft Security Council resolution. It's very short, so I will read it aloud. I think you will bear with me. The Security Council, recalling its resolution 2231, 2015, acknowledging the importance of finding a negotiated diplomatic solution to the issues related to resolution 2231, 2015, recognizing the necessity of allowing additional time for negotiations on this matter, Para 1, decides to technically extend for 6 months till 18 April 2026 the 10-year term after the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, adoption day, indicated in Resolution 2231, 2015, and its annexes, with a possibility for a further extension. Para 2 urges all initial participants of the JCPOA to immediately resume negotiations on the matters related to the Resolution 2231 and the JCPOA. That's it. It's a very short text. I think it's absolutely clear, self-explanatory, unlike many other Security Council resolutions. And I will make some additional comments. So now the world is at crossroads. It's quite clear. One option is peace, diplomacy, goodwill, normal human contact. Another option is kind of diplomacy at the barrel of the gun. Hands extortion and blackmail, all other things. The second option is clearly represented by the action that was triggered today by France, UK and Germany. You all know that they circulated a letter triggering so-called snapback. I will not explain you this procedure in detail. I think everybody who is knowledgeable of this fact doesn't have such a necessity. But I will say that this move by European countries, in our view, has absolutely no legal bearing, because they were not implementing Resolution 2231 in good faith. For example, they did nothing in terms of lifting sanctions against Iran during the so-called transition day 2 years ago. They are acting absolutely in breach of JCPOA in each and every sense and letter and spirit of this document. They have not exhausted the mechanisms foreseen by JCPOA, first and foremost dispute resolution mechanism. So we do not think that this move by these three countries should entail any action from the Council. This is our very strong and principled conviction. Of course, it will affect the overall climate over the issues related to Iranian nuclear program. It will complicate international cooperation in this regard. So we think that the option that proposed Russia and China today is a way that everybody should follow in order to avoid complications, in order to avoid problems, serious problems for international peace and security, in order to give some chance and breathing space for diplomacy. So once again, we believe that the move by E3 cannot and should not entail any legal or procedural effect. It's a mere escalatory step. It's something that is absolutely showing that the Western countries do not know what is diplomacy about. They don't care about diplomacy. They care only about blackmail and threats and coercion of independent countries.
Ambassador, have you requested a vote?
Not yet. We are thinking about it. You know that when resolution is put into blue, the vote can be requested at any moment. And that is something that we are now thinking about with our partners. And countries that support us are much more numerous than simply Russia and China.
Yeah, Mr. Ambassador, if you really believe that these countries who started this snapback process are just interested in making, problems, and so what hope do you hold for your draft resolution to pass in the Security Council? And do you really believe that in 6 months all these problems with Iran and their violations of the JCPOA will be solved?
We believe in common sense. We believe in diplomacy. We believe in the fact that many countries understand what can follow if this situation is going to the spiral of violence and further breach of international law. I also need to remind you about the context where this whole is happening. The IAEA repeatedly
There's really only one smart choice for chefs, and that's titanium. Hi, I'm Jeremy Solomon, and I
failed to notice any threats for in terms of nuclear proliferation from Iranian nuclear program. So regardless of what...
Well, they confirmed the violations of Iran
This is interpretation. This is interpretation. And we all know that the measures that were taken by Iran in terms of uranium enrichment, they were taken in response to the US withdrawal from JCPOA, and these measures can easily be reviewed. So Iran was always open to diplomatic solution of this issue. United States abandoned JCPOA, and since then the situation started to deteriorate. So we should not confuse the real source of the problem that happened in 2018. Also, we shouldn't forget about the context of absolutely unlawful strikes that were conducted against the Islamic Republic of Iran in June by Israel and then by the United States, including against the objects that are placed under the JCPOA safeguards. So this was, and this still is, a serious breach of international law, and we cannot ignore this context. So these countries that want to follow further on the path of escalation, they continue breaching international law. Maybe they still believe in the so-called rules-based international order, but in their action they show that this international order has nothing to do with international law. This is very obvious. So we believe in common sense, we believe in peace, we believe in diplomacy, and the option that Russia, China is now providing for the whole world should lead us to this aim without further problems.
The extension, do you think it's consistent with your argument? Sorry, with your argument that this is not a legal move? If it's not legal, why are you trying to extend it? Is there inherent sort of clash there. If you don't think they're not member of JCPOA anymore, the E3, and they have no legal basis to even, trigger a snapback. So why are you extending it? Can you simply say that?
Make no mistake, our move is not linked to snapback. It's just coincided. We launched the work on this resolution a long time ago, before even the intention of these E3 countries to launch snapback. First, second, if you were listening to me attentively, I quoted para 2 of our resolution, where we call for initial participants in the JCPOA. It means that this implies that now, of course, certain countries cannot be considered to be members of the JCPOA. For example, United States. I haven't heard about these 3 countries leaving JCPOA, but by their actions, they already put themselves outside of the legal framework of this document. This is true. So the call is for the initial participants in JCPOA to come back to where we started and to find a solution to this issue.
And if the snapback goes through and they veto your resolution, does Russia find itself obligated to the previous sanctions? Do you think that is legal? Those previous sanctions will hold water, or are you going to implement them? Or
this question has no legal bearing because their move is legally null and void, and we are not in hypothetics so far because we haven't yet called for the vote, and we don't know what will follow then. We hope that the common sense will prevail even with these 3 countries that have already made this absolutely illegal move. But we are not bound by this move in any way in the Security Council.
So,
Sorry.
thank you, Ambassador.
Yes.
So I think Ambassador, my name is you from Kyoto News. I have one question about to make sure the relationship between snapback and your draft resolution. So if the draft resolution is adopted, will the 30 days deadline for snapback also be stopped and extended?
We call for the extension of the provisions of 2231. It means, of course, that any action, any considerable action within the framework of 2231 will also be suspended and prolonged to the next stage. But again, don't forget that we do not acknowledge the legal grounds behind this snapback. So for us, nothing happened. What we are speaking about is the extension of 2231 as such.
How was your reaction about the snapback?
Our reaction?
Yeah.
Disappointment, of course, because we believe that we are dealing with serious people with serious intention, and it looks like that we are dealing with some kind of, gangsters. So that's it.
Just to clarify, if snapback happens in 30 days, Russia will not implement the UN sanctions.
Snapback has not happened. It was not launched.
I know, but in 30 days, if this process comes to a conclusion...
How can it come to a conclusion if it is not started? Be consistent in your precise assumptions.
Would Russia implement UN sanctions on Iran again?
And they are not being introduced.
If they are.
How can they be introduced if the snapback that is being launched right now is illegal?
Well, that's your opinion.
I don't
I'm not
see.
sure about the rest
I
of the
don't
council.
see any consistency in your question. So be logical. Sorry?
Why do you call it illegal?
I can't hear.
Why do you call it illegal?
I explained to you because these countries were breaching JCPOA. They were not observing the provisions of JCPOA, and they have not exhausted the mechanisms that are provided by JCPOA. First of all, the DRC. So that's why they don't have any reasons to appeal to this document, because they were not implementing it not in good faith, not technically in any way. I think that's what international law prescribes to us. If it's about rules-based international order, if they live in this paradigm, it's up to them. But we live within the paradigm of international law.
Ambassador, do you have any comments about the timing of the E3 doing this right now, 1 month before high-level week and before the Russian Federation is the presidency of the Council in October? Do you have any comments about the timing of this at all?
I didn't think about, frankly, because we do not consider it as a legal move. So timing is very secondary in this regard. Any more questions?
Actually, one more question.
Okay.
Thank you. So is it possible Russia can bring a new draft resolution to Security Council in order to lift the snap back?
We've just presented a resolution.
So I was just a little bit.
Yeah, you are a little bit late, but you can write it after that. Okay? Everything is clear?
Do you think would you request a meeting even this weekend for this, or what's the urgency? That I know it's up to the presidency.
I heard that there is some kind of request for consultations for tomorrow, but I have no confirmation. So it's of course the council will discuss this issue for sure. But I think that our position is clear right now. Yes. Thank you very much.
So there's no vote tomorrow.
Sorry?
No vote tomorrow on your draft resolution.
It may happen. I don't know. It's still every option is on the table.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ambassador.
Thank you.
خب یک دفاع تمام قدی از موضع ایران بود. سفیر روسیه اتحادیه اروپا رو، یعنی این سه کشور اروپایی رو متهم کرد که به تعهدات خودشون در ذیل برجام عمل نکردن، هیچ تحریمی رو از ایران رفع نکردن، سازوکارهای حل اختلاف رو طی نکردند و گفت اصلا ما این قطعنامه ترویکای اروپایی رو به رسمیت نمیشناسیم، اعتقاد داریم غیر قانونی. ازش پرسیدن که اگر تصویب بشه، یعنی در واقع اجرایی بشه، آیا روسیه به تحریم های ذیل اون متعهد میدونه خودشو؟ گفت آخه چجوری ممکنه که اجرایی بشه؟ اصلا اقدامی برای فعال سازی مکانیسم ماشه نشده. خبرنگار پرسید خب این سه کشور اروپایی اقدام کردن. سفیر روسیه پاسخ داد که ما اقدام اونها رو غیر قانونی میدونیم به خاطر اینکه خودشون از محدوده برجام خروج کردن. متعاقباً آقای امیرسعید ایروانی سفیر ایران در سازمان ملل به پودیوم آمد و اظهاراتی رو بیان کرد به خبرنگاران.
Good afternoon, everyone. In the name of God, the Compassionate, the Merciful. As you are aware, yesterday the foreign ministers of 3 European countries submitted a letter to the Security Council invoking the so-called snapback notification process with the sole intention to blackmailing Iran and exerting political pressure. In parallel, France and the United Kingdom requested a close Council meeting in an attempt to justify this unlawful and politically motivated move and to instrumentalize the Council against Iran. This meeting has just concluded. Iran categorically rejects and condemns the unlawful notification by France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. This action sidesteps the JCPOA dispute resolution mechanism. It is an illegal attempt to bring back terminated resolution. It violates Resolution 2231. The E3 have no legal or moral standing to use the so-called snapback. Their notification is null and void. The JCPOA dispute resolution mechanism is a step-by-step process. It was designed to prevent abuse by parties like E3 who themselves have not respected their obligation. Some Council members, including China and Russia, confirmed that the E3 have not followed the proper procedure. This is a flawed political attempt against Iran. It will be met with decisive and proportionate response. Iran stands ready to work constructively with the members committed to diplomacy, fairness, and peace. Iran is committed to diplomacy, but it will not negotiate under threats or coercion. Pressure tactics are designed to impose dictate, not to resolve issues, and Iran will never submit to them. We believe the Resolution 2231 must be implemented according to its original terms without political manipulation. Iran remains committed to peaceful nuclear energy and international engagement, but it will defend its right firmly. The Security Council must not allow itself to be misused by those who have violated Resolution 2231 and the JCPOA. We call on the responsible member of the Security Council to defend the rule of law and reject this unlawful, unfounded and politically motivated attempt by E3 to reimpose terminated resolutions. We support giving diplomacy more time to reach a new understanding and a new deal. The proposal by Russia and China for a short technical extension of Resolution 2231 is a practical step in this direction. The E3, however, has put forward an extension plan full of unrealistic preconditions. This is a hypocritical move. They are demanding conditions that should be the outcome of the negotiations, not the starting point, and they know these demands cannot be met. If they are truly sincere, they should stop this double game and support a short-time, unconditional technical extension of Resolution 2231. It is now the responsibility of the Security Council to decide on this matter. I thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
اما در این حال در تهران آقای پزشکیان رئیس جمهور که از متحدین نزدیک آقای ظریف وزیر امور خارجه مسئول برجام و فردی که به هر حال ناظر بوده بر گنجانده شدن مکانیسم ماشه در این توافق سخنرانی داشت امروز، یعنی در واقع مصاحبه تلویزیونی داشت و در اون مصاحبه تلویزیونی گفت اونهایی که از ابتدا با برجام مخالف بودن حالا دارن نسبت به مکانیسم ماشه اعتراض میکنن. من مطلقاً منطق آقای دکتر پزشکیان رو متوجه نشدم. اگر کسی متوجه شده حتما در زیرنویس ویدیو بگذاره، ولی ضرورت داره ما یه مروری داشته باشیم بر مواضع آقای دکتر محمد جواد ظریف در تکذیب وجود مکانیسم ماشه و snapback در برجام.
معنای این تعلیق است یا لغوه؟
اصلا تعلیق هیچ جا نیامده، در هیچ جای برجام تعلیق نیامده. هر کس تعلیق ترجمه کرده اشتباه ترجمه کرد. لغو کرد و دیروز هم لغو کرد. لغو تمام شد، دیروز لغو کرد. تاریخ اجرای لغو همون جور که عرض کردم زمانی که آژانس گزارش بده ما این اقدامات کمی رو انجام دادیم. تعلیقی در قطعنامه و در برجام وجود نداره. این پیشنهاد رو کارشناس مالی اتحادیه اروپا آقای بود به اسم فرانچسکو اگه اشتباه نکنم، اسم کوچیکش، فامیلیش هم ایتالیایی بود، یادم نیست، از این فامیلی‌های عجیب غریب، به یه همکار خوب من گفته و ایشون هم اجتهاد کرده بود و گفته بود اشکال نداره. نه به من خبر داده بود نه با آقای دکتر عراقچی. هم اسم ماشه و هم اسم snapback که آمریکایی‌ها ازش استفاده میکنن، هیچ کدوم از اینا در قطعنامه 2231 یا در برجام نیامده. آمریکایی‌ها یک
خب ولی همین معنا
آمریکایی‌ها یک کلک تبلیغاتی زدن در ابتدا، چون مردم آمریکا و خبرنگارا اینجوری که ظاهرش نشون میده خود آقای پومپئو هم قطعنامه 2231 رو نخوندن. شما میبینین که آقای پومپئو بیشتر به صحبت‌های آقای اوباما استناد میکنه و به صحبت‌های آقای کری. میگه کری گفته که ما هر وقت بخوایم قطعنامه ها رو میتونیم برگردونیم، اوباما اینو گفته، در صورتی که اینا هیچ کدوم تو قطعنامه نیست. اسنپبکی تو قطعنامه وجود نداره. آقای پومپئو معتقده یه کار ساده است، ما اطلاعیه رو میدیم یه ماه بعدش هم قطعنامه ها برمیگرده. اینطور نیست. اسنپبک تو برجام نیست، تو 2231 هم نیست. کلمه اسنپبک آمریکایی‌ها درست کردن. چرا درست کردن؟ واسه اینکه بگن ما هر وقت اراده کنیم میتونیم برگردونیم. خب چرا آقای پومپئو اراده کرد، نامم نوشت، به دبیر کل ملل متحد هم نامه نوشت، حتی تو شورای امنیت که شکست خورد رفت مجمع عمومی، تلاش کرد از مسیرای به اصطلاح دستور کاری بیاد کمیته نمیدونم برجام رو زنده بکنه، کمیته 22 ببخشید کمیته 1929 قطعنامه‌های قبلیشو و 110 رأی منفی آورد آمریکا در برابر 10 رأی مثبت. یعنی تلاش کرد ولی اونقدر برجام محکم نوشته شده بود که نتونست به هیچ جای برجام استناد بکنه. مکانیسم ماشه قابل عملیاتی شدن نیست. برجام یک سازوکاری داره و اون سازوکار برای اینه که مانع از نقض برجام بشه. خب برجام نقض شده و ایران اون سازوکار رو عملیاتی کرده. در 5 نامه‌ای که من به خانم موگرینی نوشتم قبل از خروج آمریکا و به ویژه بعد از خروج آمریکا رسما سازوکار ماده 36 عملیاتی شده. اصلا جایگاهی مکانیزم ماشه در مورد ایران نداره.
بسیار عالی. اما برعکس وزیر امور خارجه ما، آقای جان کری وزیر خارجه وقت ایالات متحده آمریکا در مذاکرات برجام واقعیت رو گفته. با هم میبینیم.
We have the ability to snap back all of the sanctions. And again, what we negotiated is a unique arrangement where one nation alone, say the United States, if we're not happy, we can go to the Security Council. And we alone can force a vote on the snapping back of those sanctions.
آقای دکتر پزشکیان، شما تا حالا از 2 نفر خیلی حمایت کردید. یکی از آقای دکتر عارفه که خواستار تشکیل جمهوری فدراتیو ایرانه، خود شما هم ظاهرا هستید، و یکی هم از آقای ظریف. الان دارید از کارنامه آقای ظریف هم حمایت بکنید. من متاسفم به خاطر اینکه شما برای اینکه به نظر صادق ظاهر شدید در مناظرات انتخاباتی مورد اقبال علای بخشی از جامعه ایران، یه بخش اقلیتی از جامعه ایران قرار گرفتید. واقعا امیدوارم در تحکیم بنیان مستحکم دروغگویی و حمایت از دروغگویی در جمهوری اسلامی تلاش نکنید. حداقل سعی بکنید که یه نام کمتر آسیب دیده ای رو از این دوره ریاست جمهوری با خودتون برمقام ببرید. عزیزان، در اینجا مجله خبری هدلاین امشب به پایان میرسد. تا فردا که بار دیگر در خدمت شما باشم، بدرود و ایام بکام.